Hello, hi everyone. So Anik sir, you're there. Tony sir also has joined. I think we are live now. Wish you all very good evening, good afternoon, or maybe good morning. People who are watching in different time zone. My name is Anjali Ahuja. I'm the biology educator working with Ask ITN for past almost 11 years, more than a decade. And I am also the academic manager. Today, we are going to conduct a session over the NEET analysis. I'm sure NEET paper has happened on Sunday, and I'm sure that you guys must have seen a lot of videos on the feedback. Thousands of YouTube videos are available. Every teacher is giving. I mean, I opened my account and I was like, oh God, people are like fighting over there. Are so many things happening around there. I was at that time, I was like fed up. What is happening? Teachers are like really. So, anyways, it has the NEET paper has always been the point of discussion. Every year, something happened that we do not imagine. Every year, it is every year's story. Even if it is the level of the paper, even if it is the design of the paper, this and that, but every year, NEET always have something to offer. This year, it was physics, and we know that. I'll try not to repeat the things, but because I'm keeping in my mind that you already have gone through the video. Hello, Tony sir. Hello, Anik sir. Anik sir, our NEET division head plus our very senior chemistry faculty. Tony sir is there, our chemistry faculty. Tony sir is there, physics faculty here. Welcome
Yes.
you all.
Hi,
We
ma'am.
will starting with the
Yeah,
session.
thank you.
Yes. And I wanted to say one more thing. Every year, the count of student also is very much increasing. Last year also 23, 22 lakh. This year 24 lakh student registered for the paper. And out of it, 23 lakh paper gave the students gave the, paper. And more of the female 13, 14 lakh almost girls were the one who gave paper. But point is, there is a lot of fascination toward this medical field. And let me tell you, this medical field itself is going to have lots of options because how health concern, how lifestyle is changing, so many things are happening. So medical definitely have a rising point. And you people who have given NEET paper, you should not be worried. You definitely are going to achieve something good in your life because there are thousands of options available. And now I think we can start the session. We want to give our insights to NEET paper. And I will keep one more session for NEET paper solving also. Definitely we'll keep a session, so within few days. And today we will be analyzing the paper. We will give our insight. And if anyone has any queries, you can put comments in the chat. We are live on YouTube also. You can tell your friends also to join. And we'll be checking comments on YouTube also. So Anik sir, over to you. You can start. Then I'll give biology insights, and then Tony sir will also be joining. Or maybe Tony sir,
Yeah, I
you
guess
can.
I'm audible to all of you, right?
Yes, you're completely
Yeah.
audible.
Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. First of all, though, I'm gonna talk about what all things were expected and what kind of question paper has been there in this NEET examination. So, definitely, guys, if you have been there in our like before the NEET examination was there, we have been taking a lot of we have been giving a lot of suggestions to you and all. And something that I have always come up with, I have always told you that this year NEET paper is going to be difficult. That is something we were expecting anyway, correct? So I know that many of the people are actually shouting over it, but we were expecting this to happen anyway. We have all of us, we have already told you that be prepared for something very unusual. And in the class also, I have told you many of times, even in the last webinar right before the NEET, there was a webinar that we have taken there also. I've told you, stick to the things that you already know. Don't start learning new things, because now we are going to expect new kind of questions. And also, in the mock test also, you have seen that we have been giving questions something beyond the level, right? Which is not sometimes in the NCRT. I believe you understood why we have been giving that, right? So definitely, this is something which was expected to happen, and that is what happened. But guys, something that I am not really being able to understand, that people are actually fighting over it. But in the overall level, the number of seats in NEET, it's going to be the same: 1,38,000, 1,18,000, 137. This number of seat is constant, right? So if the paper is difficult, it is difficult for all of us. Now, if it is difficult for all of us, then the target is only to be in that 1,18,000 students. However, it is, even if you are getting 700, and let's say the NEET paper was very simple, you got 700 in it, and 1 lakh students were in the 700 to 720 marks, then also you wouldn't have been getting government college. I guess you can understand. For government college, we have 97,000 seats, right? So you have to be better than 90, you have to be in the top 97,000 students to be in that government college. So it doesn't matter when the question paper is difficult or the question paper is easy. I guess this is a part we are all clear right now. So yes, the question paper was tremendously difficult. I'm not, denying the fact. Definitely physics was something I guess Tony sir will be able to give us a better insight about it. I agree to that. Even chemistry is something that has been coming, if I had 5 hours for this paper, then I would have been able to say that you guys could have solved this question very, very easily. Even if I had the 5 hours. Actually, what happened is for NEET 180 question, we have 180 minutes. Now, in that 180 minutes, you have to also fill up the OMR sheet. You have to also give biometrics. If you go to washroom, then that's a different story. You have to give a biometrics to go to washroom, and then again you come back, again you give a biometrics, this and that. So actually, the effective time is 30 minutes lesser than that, right? So you have to have 2 hours 30 minutes. So far, our target for NEET was like it is a paper. It is supposed to be a paper where we have to be very fast and we have to be highly efficient. Correct? Now that mindset has been changed this year. Being fast, being fast with the paper, you cannot solve this question paper like that.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. I remember the time back in 2015 or 16 when students were getting 550 marks. We would be very happy because I was sure in my mind that they are going to get good college something. And the story is back. There was,
Right.
yeah, it happened for 5 6 years, something which must not have happened. But
Exactly. We used to get these kind of papers, back in the old days, right? We used
yeah,
to get these
and
kind of papers.
I'm happy to see that actually. Because to be
Right.
very frank, paper easy hota hai, so then it is a problem because a lot of competition is there. Last year, I was literally talking to a student who achieved 650 plus marks in NEET exam, and yet student were struggling to get a college. I've seen
Right.
that student
Exactly.
like sad, and this year it will not happen.
Yes, exactly. So, guys, first of all, no, embrace the situation we are under right now. Because, see, now when the paper is a little difficult, what happens is when you are being able to solve one question, you will be getting ahead of many, many people actually. So, in this year paper, something that I will be very happy to tell you, it's like even a marks of 200, 250, 300 will make some sense. All right. So earlier, if the question paper was simple, you might have come up with a very good marks, but that would have been a no, like easy question paper anybody can solve. Difficult question paper when it is actually in that case, what happens is, guys, when you are solving a question, others won't be able to. So it's good that you have gotten a difficult paper. So don't worry about it, right? So I'm going to talk about first the chapter wise analysis, subject wise analysis here now, and what would be the safe score for this year. That is also in the end of the session we are going to predict, and we're going to tell you in this range if you get, then these other colleges will be completely open for you. All right. So for chemistry, if I say specifically, guys, see, I'm gonna be very honest with you here. Um, I have seen the paper. I have gone through the paper. Now you tell me, when we have been in the classes, if I ask you, what are the top 5 important chapters of chemistry? You have been going like, sir, organic chemistry, coordination chemistry, chemical bonding, right? So then you have thermodynamism and equilibrium. You can see that these are the exact 5 chapters from where the highest amount of question came in. So that was not unexpected. From chemical bonding, what questions do we expect, guys? The structure determinations, the molecular orbital theory question. You got structure determination questions only. From coordination chemistry, what kind of questions do we expect? Definitely isomerism, definitely Werner's theory questions, and that is what came in this year as well. Organic chemistry, yes, the questions were a little bit difficult for organic chemistry. They have given you some reagent-based chemistry that weightage was more in hydrocarbons, and I can clearly understand students, they are not really going through the grade 11 topics. Question came in a lot from grade 11 topic. It was almost, if you see, if I show you the analysis over here, if you notice the grade 11, grade 12, for chemistry, it was almost 50-50%. This is one of the main reason why you found chemistry difficult. Because from grade 11, there was nearly 50% question that came in. And grade 11 is not something that you guys are completely thorough with. All right. So even we saw questions coming in from basic concept of chemistry. We never expect the question coming in from there. How many atoms, went like, which of the following option have the similar number of atoms? I am teaching that in grade 11 students right now, and we never expect that question to come. So what really happened is the questions were simple, but they were lengthy. Now we have, if I consider I have to complete this question within 1 minute, then that doesn't make any sense, because none of the question, even the easy questions also, you cannot complete in 1 minute. So the problem that I feel like you have faced is after completing chemistry and bio, you couldn't have enough time to go for physics, and then when you went to physics, I believe you got completely shattered. So before I get started with it, those who have given NEET right now, so how did you attempted the paper? Can you just give me a little bit of insight about it? Just write it down in the chat. Which particular segment did you start with? You started with bio or physics or chemistry, and like what was the order that you have taken? In the meantime, I will just check the YouTube as well, the comments and the chats that I have in there. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yes. So yes, I can see that many of you have done chemistry first. Then you have done, okay, some of you have started with bio, then chemistry. Fine. So those who have started with biochemistry, then physics, I believe, guys, first of all, you should have been feeling comfortable because bio and chemistry, I believe, something that you expect from NEET. It was that level. I guess ma'am will be able to tell you much about bio part, but chemistry is something that I'm gonna tell you. Yes, the difficulty level was a little bit higher than expected. That I'm not gonna deny. But out of 45 questions, if you have done 35 questions in chemistry, you should be fine. You should be able to solve 30 to 35 questions in this NEET examination, right? I'm not expecting 45 questions completely because I can see there was question from Markovnikov rules, atomic structure. There were two questions from hydrogen spectra. Then you have Warner's theory question from chemical kinetics, the expected question, like the half-life questions or the basic kind of question that we expect from chemical kinetics. They were all there. The main problem was, the reagent based questions were there a lot from organic chemistry. There were total 14 questions from organic chemistry, which has been a really pain point for many of the students. And again, the time. With respect, if I have given you 5 hours for the same paper, then we would have been completing this paper without any problem, right? So the time was a really very big deal over here. Now, the point is, guys, I'm expecting for chemistry, if I have to say what is the safe score based on only chemistry. So if you could solve close to 30 to 35 questions from chemistry, I'm saying, if you could solve close to 30 to 35 questions, then you should get a very good rank. Forget about the total marks, guys. This year we are not gonna get with the total marks. Out of 45 questions, you are allowed to leave 10 to 15 questions over here. This is not, not talking about you, I'm talking about the topper students right now. Even the topper students, they will lose near about 7 to 8 questions. They will not be able to solve from chemistry, I'm saying clearly. So from chemistry, the safe score will be something close to 30 to 35. If you have scored, that means you're gonna be in the you can get into the top medical colleges with that. Physics and bio, ma'am, will be discussing about their subjects in there. And if you have got something like 20 to 30 in that range, if you are there for chemistry, then guys, you can expect you can get the private colleges as well. As you can understand, for government college, you have to be in the top 1 lakh, right? 97,000 something, right? For that, after that, the 53,000, they are all private colleges. So the private colleges are going to be fined like from 15 to 30. This range, if you are covering up 15 to 25 or 30, then for chemistry, you can get into a score which can take you to the private colleges which are there as well. That will be the safe score from chemistry onwards. Now I'll just gonna go through the rest of the part real quick. So you can see, with respect to now type of question that we have seen, again, this is something I have told you also, and I have kept it also in our mock tests, that a lot of assertion reason questions or the statements level questions. Because guys, I guess you have seen many YouTube videos out there. Now everyone is saying that the question level was very, very higher than JE level, right? I am agreeing with that point, but not in chemistry, guys. See, for chemistry, I'll say for JE they get total 30 questions. They have to solve total 25 questions in 1 hour. You are solving 45 questions in 1 hour. So if I ask a JE student to solve this question paper, he can solve this question, but not in 1 hour. That's the point. So for you guys also, if this question paper was given for 30 questions, 30 of these questions were given on 1 hour, then you guys will have been able to solve these questions very, very easily. So that's why I'm saying 30 questions in chemistry, you should be able to solve. The 15 questions which is extra, that I no doubt that any I'm talking about average to above average students, they won't be able to solve those 15 questions. If you have given more than 70 or 80 mock tests, then you might be able to complete this entire chemistry paper. That is completely true. But yeah, the questions were not that difficult. But yes, for every single question, you have to get a huge amount of, you have to use a huge amount of time for that. Now, let's talk about the chapter wise analysis. Yes, like I said, guys, there was nothing that has completely, unusual. From coordination compounds, we expect questions to come. There were 4 questions. So someone who is good with coordination compounds, they could solve a lot of questions from there. From P blocks is something you have to agree with me, guys. I was expecting that there will be a lot of question coming from P block. A lot of question will be coming from your practical chemistry. A lot of question can come from the organic, the uses and all, analysis and all. But unlike J, they have given those questions in J, but in NEET they have not. There are only 2 questions came in from practical chemistry. One is the group analysis, which metal is from which group, and there was another question which came from Lassine test. And both the questions are doable. If you have done practicals in your school, you can do both the questions, guys. So something that we have to also agree with, there were total 19 to 20 questions, which comes under easy category. So everyone should be able to solve those 15 to 19 range of question. If you couldn't solve those 15 to 19 range of question, then that means, guys, in chemistry, I will tell you that you could have done better. 15 to 20 question, everyone should be able to solve. They were in the easy range, right? From chemical kinetics also, we are expecting the kind of question that we expect. We got that question. Equilibrium, we got 3 questions. Electrochemistry, 1 question. This 1 question was a difficult one, unexpected question. Generally from electrochemistry, we expect that the E naught potential question, non-equation question, but that was not the question that came in. This question came in like a JEE means question, which was alpha equals to lambda m by lambda naught m. Degree of dissociation they wanted. This question was unexpected, so I'm not expecting. This is a hard level question, I will say. Chemical bonding, I believe, guys, both of the questions were simple. But the point is, it will take a lot of time. It was, you have to find out the structure determinations and all in there. Then thermodynamics also, it's fine. Solution, you got 3 questions. That was really unexpected. Solution is actually a numerical chapter, right? And also a very easy chapter. You got a question from negative and positive deviation, right? But now the point is, when the question is coming from theoretical topic, we expect that we will be able to solve the question right away. But yes, that is the problem for this year's NEET. There was no such question that you just see and you can solve. So, right? So that was, I believe, it was a little bit unfair with all of you, that whatever the way they made the question, but I can clearly understand they did it because whatever happened last year, and we should have seen it coming. So, guys, it was nothing unexpected from my end. And if you have been there with me, I have always told you this year's NEET, and even I'm gonna tell you now, this is gonna be a trend now, guys. Okay, so those who are giving NEET for next year, you can keep it in writing. You can expect the similar kind of paper now. Now, in the next year, if anyone is thinking of repeating, or if anyone, those who are here for next year students, for all of you also, guys, don't stick to the NCRT. From chemistry, I'm going to tell you, the students, those who have been solving questions by knowing the concepts properly, they could do well in that. Problem is, what we did is, most of the students, they go for crash courses in the end. Guys, that is not the way out. If you have done the preparation based on your crash courses, then you have definitely not done well in the NEET exam this year. So if you have really learned the basics, learned the concepts, and you have given enough amount of mock tests, then you will be able to solve 15 to 20 questions in chemistry. That is my point of view over here. Biomolecules, yes, you guys are anyway good with biomolecules, and the questions were solvable as well. There's one thing, ma'am, I'm going to tell you that NEET has done this year, and also JEE has done. So it's like they have introduced multiple chapter combination questions, actually. And this is, again, something I have seen that this year in JEE as well. This is actually a pattern of JEE Advanced. So generally, people are saying that JEE Advanced level question was there in NEET. So actually what happened is, I'm talking about chemistry for the time being. So they have given a question which is based on hydrocarbons, and they have also incorporated a amines chapter question, which is like multiple chapters are combined together. They made a question. So that is when the students, they mostly got confused with the reagent. And also they have not given the names of the reagents. They have given the structures of the reagent. There was one question in organic chemistry. We know there is a reagent called dibal H, right? Diisobutyl aluminium hydride. You know the name of it. They have given the structure of it. So I barely, I don't know whether anybody could solve that question or not. Anybody could recognize that reagent or not. So guys, that means, the crash course level studies, or watching a YouTube video and then going for a test, NEET has clearly given you a complete, message in this test. They've told you that, you have to study the overall the entire year. It's not like one or two crash course classes will help you in here. So it's a big thing that you're taking home. And also the good thing about this year's NEET is, guys, don't worry about it. You are not the only one who found it difficult. Like I said, you have to be in that 1,18,000 students, and you'll be all fine. And this year, whatever score you are getting, it will make some sense. Even if you're getting 200, even if you're getting 150, even if you're getting 300, still it will make some sense, unlike other years. 650 and not getting a college, right? So that will be my analysis from chemistry. Over to you, Anjali ma'am. Like, if you can take it forward now.
I was actually dropping a message in WhatsApp group that the session is open for all. If you want to forward this link to your friends, you can call them up. They can join the session. We are keeping it open. Okay. So, and it will also be nice if you want to keep your camera on. I think I can proceed. Tony, sir, I hope you don't have a class. If you have a class, you have any engagement, you can start physics and then I can take bio. Else I will take bio.
Sure, ma'am. I will take physics then because
No
I'll
problem.
have class at 3.
No problem. No problem. Please continue.
Sure. Thank you. Yes. Good afternoon, students. So I know that it's not very, the subject-wise speaking, it was not a very good exam for majority of you. But still, let's go through what happened here. So basically, normally what happens is around 20-25 questions every year comes from easy part in physics.
I have a
And so
question
that,
before I move. Tony, sir, I have a
yeah,
question.
sure.
In NEET paper,
Yes.
there are 30 questions per subject, right? 90 question in total and 3 hours. And in NEET
G,
paper, there are 45 questions. So technically,
okay.
ideally, 45 question must be solved in how much time by a JE student? Will
Ideally,
45
ma'am,
minutes be
it's
sufficient?
no, no, it's totally not sufficient for what came this year because normally, like 25 questions, they make it easy. Normally, what we have observed previously.
Yeah.
But this year, what we are seeing that around 10 to 12 questions were, we can say easily doable.
Okay.
But and rest of it, around 18 questions were moderate, and around 15 questions came, very hard. So we can say that, it's people are right in saying that it's in J means level, or somewhat to one or two questions were J advanced level. It's right. There are not at all wrong in that. Because the questions, like when you open the paper, the first question that you see itself is something which makes you terrified, right? Like in the surface tension question. So it's like the time you take to solve it, it's not logical from what we have trained the students.
So, sir,
Like
about this, the surface tension question, I guess that comes from a topic which you need a very good mathematical background for that, right? You have to do double differentiation and everything, right? I
exactly.
don't expect that the NEET students should be able to solve it because they not just know the basic maths. Do they know up to that level of sufficient like calculations and everything?
True, this should not be expected from them because this is not because majority of them are not at all taking maths also. They are leaving the subject out and coming to physics and studying the basic maths here and doing the questions. So that is something which is not expected. And when you see these kind of questions are all asked in G advance. So and in some questions, like there were easy questions, not like like there were questions from current electricity, which was easy, and there were questions to easily calculate the ratio of magnetic moments and all, direct formula based. Those were easy questions, doable. But in these questions, the questions like the surface tension one, or even vertical circular motion type questions. In those questions, the problem is that the students are taking too much time to understand the questions, because the pattern is that we are, uh, the students are, when they attempt the mock, they have this idea that the questions will be like, you read the question, in, maybe generally the questions are of two-liner or three-liner maximum in physics also. But in here, it's like a comprehension. So it's not just testing your capability as a student, but also, your reading comprehension skill, reading comprehension, how much you're able to understand after one read. Like if you're able to understand the question in one read, it's good. But if it's a four-liner, five-liner question, the seeing the question itself, the student get distracted. So he is in a doubt in the first instance that whether he'll be able to understand the question after reading it once. So first of all, there is a doubt that whether he should go for it or not. So when he goes for it, when he read it once, if he don't understand it, then he has to go through it again. So that creates a confusion. And even in one question, there was a question from kinetic theory of gases, like, and the thermodynamics, where the gases are combined, and the we have to find the final equilibrium pressure. So when we are doing that, the students are easily distracted to calculating that using the mole concept, like the mole equilibrium concept. So, but if you go through that way, you won't be able to. So you are easily spending out, 5-10 minutes in that process, and you have to go through the alternate path. When you go through it, you waste your 10 minutes. Then the student gets demotivated. Already the pressure starts building in.
So
So
10
that
minutes means
is
you have already lost 10 questions.
yes. So the problem is that you have to think through the logic, and in that exam pressure, it's a bit difficult to handle. So if you go through here, you can see like easy, there were 9 to 10 questions. You can see easy or maximum 10 to 12 maximum, and medium 19 questions. You can see, and hard around 16 questions. So if you go through the class wise, like 11th and 12th, you can see yes, around 50-50. Just like in chemistry, it was almost same. Around 50% questions were asked in 11th and from 11th and 12th each. And you can see that, yes, yeah. See, all these questions were single choice MCQ, MCQ itself, normal questions, not any assertion reason questions were not asked, nothing else, no other type of questions were asked. And topic wise, if you go, you can see questions were asked a bit, from the unexpected areas, like in the sense, uh, 3 questions were asked from gravitation, and that was not something which was given too much weightage. And units and measurement itself had 3 questions. So 3 questions, 4 questions. So those are not something which were given too much weightage comparison to other topics. Like in this case, as you can see, motion and mechanical properties of fluid had 1 question. Optics and optical instruments had 2 questions, out of which one question was easy, but it was slightly confusing. Like they have given the lenses of a camera, and they're asking you to calculate the effective value of focal length. So the question language can be slightly misguiding in that sense. So it's an easy question, but because the question student may take a minute to understand it, it can be something which the student have left out. So moving charges and magnetism, again 3 questions, loss of motion 2 questions, work energy power 1 question. So the vertical circular motion question was doable, but the again it will take some time to understand it. So in that, with all the questions behind already being difficult, it may have been that the situation may have been like the student may have left out it. And the current electricity questions were comparably easy ones. And semiconductor, there was question from logic gates, there was question from full wave rectifier and all. So it was okay. Yes, again electromagnetic
But sir, I
induction,
got
one
a
question.
comment over here.
Yeah,
Comment over here from the YouTube chats. So
yes.
it's I believe this is something which is true, that when we are going through these kind of question papers, even the easy questions also we don't feel confident to attempt them. I believe this is psychological part now. Yeah. Ideally, right now, sitting at home, you might realize that this question was actually very easy. Now, many students
Right.
are realizing it. But when they started with the surface tension question, and when they spent 10 minutes in the next two to three questions, I don't think so. Even the easy questions they will be able to understand. Okay, this is an easy question at that moment, right? They're already panicking, and even they can now. We are completely ruling out the point of silly mistakes. We are completely ruling out the point of underconfidence. All these things when they combine together, then I believe even this easy questions also was not identifiable for many of the students. I believe.
Right. This actually build this pressure. Slowly, it was like, building the pressure. So even if the easier questions came on later on, so the confidence is slowly, degrading unless you have practiced the mock test in the same rate. Like for instance, when you're practicing the mock test, you're practicing each question at the same pace. You have that, practice at that rigorous level. You won't be able to handle it as much easily. So for the students who are writing for next year also, the suggestion is that you should be practicing more with the reading ability, the way you are able to approach the question. When you read a question, you should be practicing to that level that if you read the question once, you should be able to understand it completely. Like although some questions are not that easily understandable, but the practice should be to improve your reading comprehension and to the text interpretation. Okay. And going forward, from rotational motion, there were two questions: thermal properties of matter, one question; electrostatic potential and capacitance, again, two question; oscillations, two questions. From units and measurements, the vernier caliper question was easy, and the percentage error questions were easy. So those were all doable, no problem. And from there was a question of polarization and all. So that was slightly unexpected, although it was doable. And from gravitation, from dual nature of matter, you can see the questions were from matter waves. So those were also comparatively doable, no problem. But in nucleus, it was surprising that no questions were asked from nucleus. So zero questions were asked. So from waves, again, one question. So overall, I would say if you are able to, if you are able to answer around 10 to 12, around 20 to 25 questions, 25 or just about 25, then you should be on the safe side in physics. So around close to 100 marks, if you're 100 marks or above 100 marks, then it should be okay.
So you are saying that 2025 is something that a student of a good level who has attempted many of the mock tests and everything, they will be able to solve 20 to 25 questions.
Yes, 25 is something which is really good.
मतलब
25 is very good.
out of 180 marks 100 marks is
100 marks above, yes.
मतलब
100
हमारी
marks
कट
will be
ऑफ
fine. And
जो कि which was going above 650 100 तो minus कर दो सीधा because of this thing
100 tips सिर्फ physics से minus करना पड़ेगा.
ठीक है, noted. And physics में मतलब I was like looking at all the question, different design, this and that, but physics में straight कोई इसमें category इतना वो नहीं है ना, मतलब numerical
Yeah,
based question. It's all of
same
understanding.
type. Right.
I think Tony sir, you want to add something more?
No, ma'am, that's all. But again, for the students who are appearing for next year, make sure you are practicing. Don't leave a question just because it's a JEE main level now.
Acha,
So
I have one more question. Tony
yeah,
sir, sorry, I'm interrupting. For
sure,
next
sure.
year, they need to practice more question. Do they need to practice maths topic also, like integration, differentiation, depending upon all these questions?
Yeah,
To make
it's better if you can. But again, it's like you better train at JEE mains level. That would automatically improve your mathematics part and the timing and the, like I said, the reading part, how you understand the text. It's not like you should not be panicking when you see a four-liner or five-liner question. That is something we have to focus on. Like
But
Anjali
there
ma'am
is
initially
one thing,
said,
Prudhakar,
huh,
I would like to ask you one
yes,
thing. So if we
yeah,
are expecting the student to solve 20 to 25 questions, I can
yes.
understand it is solvable. But is it solvable within 1 hour? Because if I am saying
Again,
25 questions should be solvable, so how will you say about that? Like 2 minutes per question we are looking at right now then. So
right.
whether 20 to 25 question we could have been solved within 2 minutes or something like that?
definitely again, even with 25 questions also, unless you are, practicing at that level, it was difficult. It was difficult, definitely. So, like initially, Anjali ma'am like said last year the paper was so easy, right? So this when I went to the day when the exam happened, when I went to the center, a student who is appearing for NEET next year, the first question he told me, a statement he told me that, tell me the exam was not easy. That was what he said. So his hopes were right. You know, like last year, even 650 won't fetch you a
इसीलिए
seat.
मतलब I always say one thing कि आप practice कर रहे हो तो you should practice in such a way that you're able to solve one question of bio in 20 to 30 seconds because you need to save time for physics. Chemistry का 40-50 seconds में so that you can get 80 to 90 seconds per question in physics. We need to save time and we need to enhance because bio में this time it happened that they are not only checking the knowledge, they are checking understanding also. And that's what I always dreamt of कि paper ऐसे बनने चाहिए because the kids are going to be in medicine. They need to have an understanding level. So other than knowledge, they tried to check your understanding of the topic, which was much needed thing that happened. So I'm so
Right,
happy. So I
right.
think I can proceed.
So
Tony, sorry, I interrupted with you. You can continue, please.
sure, ma'am. No, that's all I had to say. So make sure you're practicing at J mains level from next time. So and so that if you want to get a really good score, you should be preparing at that level to managing the time properly and reading and understanding things in a better manner. And the pace at which you practice, it's not like you have to manage that from the starting itself. So you have to manage in each question, even in the difficult ones you should be understanding how to manage those questions, even if you're not able to solve it, right? It's not like you should be getting panicked all of a sudden and keep building that pressure, and finally the easier questions are also not solvable. So, so if you train yourself in that manner, definitely it's going to be easy next year.
There is a question in the chat that I can see. Where and how to prepare lengthy type of questions for physics? What will you say about that, sir?
Sure, yeah. You can go for JEP PYQs. Definitely, you will find a lot of questions there. So, pick those questions, solve it. Again, when we do such questions in class, sometimes students raise this concern that this is not going to come in neat and all. So that's why. So you have to believe that this will come from next year. So so practice according to that. So yeah, all the best.
Right, sir. Thank you for your analysis over here. Ma'am, I believe, this year now, this is something that I tell to all my students as well, rather than knowing which question to do, you need to learn which question to leave.
True
So
that.
choice of the question,
Elimination
they
method,
have
right?
taught, right, they have taught us very well that if there is a lengthy question, you need to identify it before. You solve the easier questions, which are not lengthy first. Then leave them for for the end, and then you solve them in the end. That should be the real approach. Because if they have started with any lengthy question in this year in physics, then they will not be able to go to even those easy questions that Tony sir is talking about.
They need
Maybe
to
that is
just
the last
jump.
question.
Nahi ho raha to jump. Do not waste time. Just look it at a
Correct,
second
correct,
and jump to the next question.
correct.
Correct. Yes.
That's it.
Identify the type of questions.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tony sir and Anik sir. I think I can continue now with biology analysis. And you can stop the screen share. If you have anything else to say, you can please say.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Chalo, I will be continuing now. I'm sharing my screen. Thank you, students, for being online and stay there. I'm just sharing my screen. Wait a second. Yes, the design is little different, but content is same. As I was telling into the bio, I will not take much time because the briefing and everything has already been covered. So in bio, I will say like on an average difficulty level is like 1:2:1. Like one is easy, two are medium, or one is like the difficult level. If you see that. And if I talk about very easy category, zero very easy. Easy question, but they're not very easy, like obvious one. So that is the thing. And medium level and hard level, I mean, you can say that almost 20 questions were hard level. And the thing that I liked, I was telling this in my session also, that this time there will be different patterns of the question. I can skip this one. There'll be like different patterns of the question. in bio, it was majorly it was closely aligned with NCRT, but there were multiple questions which is like how many statements are wrong, how many statements are right, that type of question, plus statement 1 and statement 2. I have that content with me, I'll show that to you, but majorly your knowledge was checked in genetics, human physiology, ecology. They had a high weightage, and the section, it was comparatively lengthy. You can say other than 20-30 seconds, you can solve it in 30-40 seconds, and that too, like, not all the question. Still bio can save your time, still. It's just that how you're going to manage, that is the thing. Now if I move forward, this is like grade wide distribution. Like this year, what I felt, uh, uh, I mean, little more question you can say that came from botany, from 11th class also and from 12th class also. Usually that happen ki 12th class ka, they do not check much, botany knowledge. Because 11th mein anatomy, morphology chapter are there, they always take over. This time also these chapter were used, but 12th class it is very surprising that more of the question came from botany. But I'm happy for that. Anyways, now if I compare difficulty level, simply this is question distribution, it is difficulty level otherwise a little more in botany, not much. I mean, in bio I will not say that the questions were difficult. It's just that other than checking your knowledge, they are checking your understanding level. I'll simply move here, which is biology. As you see the analysis, maximum question, it came from morphology chapter, then plant kingdom chapter, and they were intending to check your knowledge in genetic. Molecular basis, I'm very surprised, 7 questions from molecular basis. This is my favorite chapter. So they were checking your knowledge in cell, the unit of life. So the chapters are like very important. Otherwise, also weightage wise, also we spend a little more time on that. And rest, you can see how many questions came. Respiration, the one. From the living world, 1 question. Plant growth and development, 2 question. Biological classification, 2 question. I expected more question will come from anatomy, but that did not happen because a lot of topics are also deleted from anatomy. Photosynthesis, 2 questions. Cell cycle and cell division, 1 question. But these 4 chapters which are highlighted, they have checked your understanding of the topic. I will be moving forward here. And majorly in ecology also. Like you see biodiversity here, ecosystem here, total 6 questions. Let's see how many questions are there in zoology. Achha, zoology may they have not. Actually, if you understand, zoology and botany ka segregation is not on the basis of chapter. It is on the basis of topic and concept. Suppose cell hai. If they are asking about animal cell, that's a zoology question. If they are asking about plant cell, that's a botany question. That's the segregation. There can be same chapter present in zoology and botany section. Anyways, and maximum knowledge is checked from sexual reproduction in flowering plant. That's very amazing. Like it helped you with 20 marks. Microbes in human welfare, 12 marks, and then again genetics. मतलब यहाँ से 16 question और यहाँ से आगे तुम्हारे molecular basis से आगे 7 मतलब 16 marks and like 28. It really helped you with good marks, genetics this time. And now if you see the zoology portion, body fluid and circulation, excretion, 2 question यहाँ से हो गए, फिर आ गए chemical coordination से 5 question, like literally 9 question तो यहीं पे दिख रहा है. You can see 9 questions simply here. So, and maximum from chemical coordination, that is also surprising. They checked your knowledge in biotechnology chapter, its application, 4 question from here, 10 question from 2 chapter. Biotech छोटा सा unit है आपका, only 2 chapters are there. That's why I say कि इसको priority पे कर लो, because it will help you with 40 marks. Straight 40 marks it help you. Acha. Anyways, animal kingdom and human reproduction help with you like with good marks, and human health and disease also. I mean, I will not say that topics level pay things are unexpected in bio. Not at all. I will just simply say question ka jo design hai uspe, like something they have played on. Statement 1 and 2, how many statements are correct, incorrect, you will have to identify, or which one of the following is true or not true. तो बच्चे उस स्टेटमेंट में कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं. तो दैट्स व्हाई इट वाज ऑल अबाउट अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द टॉपिक. आई विल बी रीडिंग दिस ऑल कमेंट हियर दैट आई ऑलरेडी हैव एडेड. बॉटनी का कंपैरेटिवली मतलब बायो का ऑब्वियसली हाई वेटेज है इसमें. लेट्स नॉट टाइम स्पेंड आवर टाइम ऑन दैट. Biology का question straight forward था, but it was all about understanding. There was little time consumption due to lengthy questions, and rest comment has been provided by Tony sir and Anik sir. So I'm keeping it very crisp in bio. I'm just talking at the topic level. अच्छा, by the way, यहाँ पे जो analysis था that Anik sir were representing the type of question. Wait, Anik sir, इसमें question का type का analysis था ना? It was there. Yeah,
इसके नीचे
this one. Yes, I found it. So botany and zoology में you see 26 plus 19 straight question, single MCQ, but statement 1 and 2 के total 7 question और multi statement based 8 and 10. There was a time let's say 7-8 years back जब assertion reason start हुए थे, मतलब कि I think 2016 or 17 में almost 30 question came in NEET paper which was simply assertion and reason. पहले एम्स का पेपर अलग होता था, नीट का अलग होता था, मतलब पीएमटी वाला अलग होता था। तो जो एम्स का पेपर होता था ना, उसमें असर्शन रीजन क्वेश्चन यूज्ड टू बी देयर। फिर बाद में एक पेपर हो गया नीट वाला, फिर वहां पे असर्शन रीजन स्टार्टिंग में नहीं आए, 2016 की बात है ये, 17 की, बट देन दे स्टार्टेड टू पुट असर्शन एंड रीजन। देयर केम अ पीक टाइम जहां पे असर्शन रीजन दे एडेड, बट अभी इट हैज ड्रॉप्ड बिकॉज अब नए टेक्निक के क्वेश्चन आ रहे हैं। That is the statement 1 and multi-statement based question are my favorite, and I was telling this in my classes also कि इस बार ये question पक्का आएंगे multi-statement based and diagram based, जहाँ पे उन्होंने खेल लिया मतलब diagram के साथ। लाइक वो नेफ्रॉन का क्वेश्चन है, उन्होंने 4 डायग्राम उल्टे पुल्टे बना दिए कि ये नेफ्रॉन में कहाँ कार्बोनेट आउट एंड इन, वाटर मोलिक्यूल और जो भी है वो सब मूव इन एंड आउट हो रहा है। तो दैट इज समथिंग आई ऑलवेज से कि अपने डायग्राम अच्छे से देखो, दे रियली हैव टेस्टेड योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द टॉपिक ऑफ द क्वेश्चन। तो अगर आपको नीट अगले साल देना है तो यू नीड टू प्रैक्टिस एंड यू नीड टू एनहांस क्वेश्चन प्रैक्टिस, असर्शन रीजन करो, मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चन करो। जब आप नीट का पेपर का प्रैक्टिस भी करते हो ना, जो तुम्हें लगता है कि स्ट्रेट क्वेश्चन है उसको प्रायोरिटी पे मत रखो, जो दूसरा डिफिकल्ट डिजाइन का क्वेश्चन है डायग्राम बेस्ड वगैरह उसको प्रायोरिटी पे रखो। तो दैट इज समथिंग आई वांटेड टू से। डायग्राम बेस्ड क्वेश्चन में लिटरली आई एक्सपेक्टेड इवन मोर क्वेश्चन, बट 3 क्वेश्चन आगे, दैट इज आल्सो अ स्टार्ट। आई हैव बीन सेइंग दिस फॉर लास्ट ईयर 2024 से कि डायग्राम बेस्ड क्वेश्चन आएंगे अब, बट वो लास्ट ईयर नहीं आए, बट इस साल ओनली 3 क्वेश्चन आए, बट इट इज अ स्टार्ट because diagram based question can be the next peak thing that can happen. That is my expectation, but again expectation हर बार नीट में ऐसे हो जाती हैं, तो let's see what happen. Thank you so much. I'm done with biology analysis and I hope
ma'am,
you understood. Yes.
I'm just gonna ask you one thing. So after the entire analysis, what do you think? What should be the how much should the cutoff go down this year? Last year, जैसे हमने देखा था कि we have seen that कि 650 was something which
हाँ.
we can consider as the cutoff of the top government colleges and anything.
I think 560 plus minus 10-20 कह सकते हो, मतलब 550 से 570 या 580 की रेंज में कट ऑफ शुड बी देयर। दैट्स माय एक्सपेक्टेशन, दैट इज
For
द
the government colleges, you're saying.
yes.
Yeah, I've been also going through the analysis from my chemistry point of view, ma'am. I feel like it should be going down by 100 to 150 marks. So मुझे लगता है कि like from my end, it is close, like 530 to 550. So in this range, if someone is getting, they should get into some good colleges, the government colleges. So for the rest of you, I'm gonna tell you, based on whatever you saw in the last year data. So you open up the last year data. Whatever colleges you got in that range, in a particular mark, you decrease straight away 150 marks from there.
True
You'll
that.
be getting this year's cutoff.
True that. Like I told you ना, I was in touch with a student जिसके 650 नंबर थे, और जब मैं वो रैंक प्रेडिक्टर होता है ना, कॉलेज प्रेडिक्टर, मैं उस पे डाल रही थी, बहुत ही मतलब नॉट गुड कॉलेज था ही नहीं कोई लिस्ट में जो उसको मिल रहा था उसमें प्रेडिक्शन में, तो इट्स लाइक वेरी अमेज्ड। अच्छा, एंड एक और चीज मैं बताती हूँ, लाइक 5 to 6 years बैक अगर कोई बच्चा एनआरआई है और उसके 450 मार्क्स भी आ रहे हैं, तो उस बच्चे का अच्छे कॉलेज में एडमिशन हो रहा था अंडर एनआरआई कोटा इन 450 मार्क्स। दैट हैज हैपेंड एंड मेनी स्टूडेंट ऑफ माइन आर डूइंग दैट स्टडी, and this did not happen for so many 4-5 years after that, but again this story can repeat this year if you want to apply
Even in the
under
last year, even in the last year, I have seen, I have a student who got something close to 350, and still he got into one of the top medical colleges like KMC, right?
yes I know
So
that. I have told
yeah,
that
so this year we can expect even, again 100 to 150 marks less than that will also work.
Let's see.
In that.
Acha, somebody is asking what is multi-statement based question. Multi-statement matlab ki they have given you 4-5 statement and they're telling how many statements are correct or how many statements are incorrect. Then they will tell you
all
ABCD
of
is
them are
correct,
correct.
ABCD is correct. यही question तो खेल गए इस बार, and I told कि इनकी question की practice कर लो बच्चों को multiple times in my classroom. But anyways, अभी मैं other teachers who are on YouTube and everything, they're predicting so many things कि हमने ये predict किया या and all that. That is obviously we should be appreciating those teachers. अभी बहुत सारी चीजें चल रही हैं. Everyone is being in that race, I'll say. But anyways, we should be integrated. We are a team, student and teachers, and let's see, let's hope for the best. And if you have any query further after also, you stay in touch. You have contacts or ask ITN and you can send your queries. And thank you so much. Anik sir, if you want to add something, you can, else we are done with the
No, no,
session.
ma'am. That's it. I guess all the students, those who have given NEET this year and those who are giving NEET, going to give NEET, I guess they had a clarity in mind that there should not be any particular type of question I should be solving, and there is a type of question I should not be solving. This parity is not there anymore. Like, try to solve every single kind of question, every single level of question, if you really want to get selected. Because this is the thing I can, bet on this point that this is the real NEET gonna happen now from the next year onwards as
अभी
well.
इस साल
This
पता
is
है
the
एक
level.
और चीज हुआ. यस अनिक सर, एक और चीज हुआ इस साल. क्या हुआ दैट सम
Mhm.
ऑफ द पीसीएमबी स्टूडेंट दे जॉइंड जेई वाला बैच. एंड स्टार्टिंग में व्हेन वी वर एलोकेटिंग बैच, वी वर लाइक कंफ्यूज कि मेडिकल के बच्चों को हम जेई वाले बैच में डाल दें. बट आई थिंक अभी तो वही करना पड़ेगा. मतलब दे शुड प्रैक्टिस
It is
विद जेई
needed.
वाले बच्चों के साथ.
It
But
is needed.
it is nice it happened actually. If your friends guys are like wanting to join, you can let us know, because you actually will be exposed. Abhi to we need to make some changes and everything. We need to prepare you, and we will be keeping some math session also this year, especially when you have your holiday vacation time pe July mein. So then we will keep
Mm.
maths ke session. So if you have your friends or anything who is interested to join, you can reach us. Okay.
All
So
right.
thank you so much. Thank you. And the video will be uploaded on YouTube also. You can forward it to your friends. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Take care.